You're watching on demand. Please check the closing time before trying to vote or enter any competition or other interactivity in this programme, as it may not count and you may still be charged.
Today on your Loose Women Live, it's Kay Adams, Jane Moore, Kelsey Parker, and Sunetra Sarkar.
Hello and welcome to your final Loose Women of the Week. We're with you all the way through till 1 o'clock. Coming up, as Jennifer Aniston has revealed the sign that her late father sent her from beyond the grave, we open up about her personal thoughts on the afterlife. Also, after 97% of women have said that they felt judged for their appearance, we ask why society has become so critical in the moments that we have felt most judged. And with just 1 week to go until we Loose Ladies head out on tour, we'll be discussing our worst stage fright moments. Should we be doing that right now? I don't know, but we will. And how we tackled those nerves. But first, a huge welcome to our guest panellist for the day, Kelsey Parker. And Kelsey, how you managed to look so blooming glamorous when you've just come off a camping site, is that right?
Yeah, just come from camping.
Well,
Going back after.
This morning.
This morning.
How did she do that?
And my tent is full of water right now. Hopefully my mum is sorting it out for me.
Oh, you've left them at home, have you? Yeah.
It's full of water. Please sort my clothes out.
So where was all the
This
glamorous...
was wet as well. This was wet this morning. Luckily it's dried.
Oh my God! Age, you see, age. You scrub up well. You
So,
scrub up well,
are you in like one of those little two-man jobbies, or are you in a glamping?
Don't say jobbies when we're talking about camping.
I'm in a tent. I've got a blow-up bed and I'm in a tent with the kids.
Oh, God.
blow-up bed, luxury.
And this is
luxury
a holiday.
blow-up
You call
bed.
this a holiday? This is a holiday.
A holiday.
But the kids love it. It's for the kids.
They do.
Yeah. Well, listen, you can enjoy the... Well, you can have a shower afterwards before you go home. It'll be marvellous. Jane and I were out at the theatre last night. We went to see our Frankie. Didn't we? Frankie Bridge in 222. Look at that abdomen. I wanted to cover it up. I was so blooming jealous. Not you.
You're working very hard.
Jane and I are breathing in like crazy, and Frankie's like giving it all that.
She was amazing,
she
wasn't
was
she?
so good.
And she stepped in at the lot. So there was another actress doing her role, who plays somebody called Lauren, and the actress had to pull out. So Frankie stepped in. She had just 6 days rehearsal, and I have to say, watching her, I couldn't tell. She's natural.
She was so comfortable on the stage. So it's a really interesting bit. I'm not going to give it away because I don't do the spoiler, but it was about the supernatural, wasn't it? I think we can say that, and as to whether or not you believe in the supernatural or you don't. You can probably guess where Jane is on that one. And it was about signs, I suppose. And we picked up on this because actually Jennifer Aniston was saying that she feels closer to her father now than when he was alive, because he died last year, and when Jennifer went to visit him for the final time, she put a crystal in his jacket, but then she later discovered that some of the crystal had broken away and was left with her at home, and she felt that that was a sign. And I know, Kelsey, when you've been here before, you have spoken about signs from Tom.
Yeah.
And I just wanted to know whether that you find that a comfort or whether that is unnerving.
Do you know, for me, like, obviously, I've been through the most traumatic time. The last 3 years have been absolutely horrendous. And losing Tom, having the comfort of a sign, like, even at the campsite, there's feathers everywhere, and the kids will pick up and go, look, Daddy's with us. Like, it gives us comfort, and I think going through something like what we've been through, if you can take a little bit of comfort in something, then if you don't believe in it, that's fine.
100%.
Yeah.
It's about comfort.
Yeah, do you have to believe? We always get tied up in that argument of do you have to believe in it? As you say, if it's something that helps you and gives you comfort, then that's all the belief that you really need.
Yeah, and I actually think I've lost a really dear friend of mine recently, and we were at her funeral, and we've obviously all been talking about her, and lots of stories came up, and then just in the weeks after her passing, obviously every time I was thinking about her, I'd see like car registration numbers with her name on it, or I'd see the signs on a billboard. I'd see something that was something to do with her, or on the radio, a song would come on, and I think, I can't believe. And these are throwbacks. These aren't like regular things that I think I've heard or seen. And so, in my eyes, I think maybe I'm open to receiving messages more because I'm in this really low place about her, and maybe they've always been around me, but I just haven't been opening my eyes to it. And so it feels like
that for me is the key of what you've just said. But in your situation that you've just described there, is that all of those things have always been there, but you notice them because she's on your mind.
Yeah.
So have you always been open to them then, Kelsey, do you think?
No, I literally was not spiritual at all, not open. I was like, when you die, that's it. But I went on this journey, and even when Tom died at the hospice, I went downstairs after he just passed away, and I was on the phone to my friend Evie, who's a witch, and literally...
You dropped that one in.
Just my mate who's a witch.
A nice witch.
Yeah, a good witch. A feather dropped from the sky. Literally, there was nothing around me, there was no trees, and a feather dropped from the sky, and that gave me peace of mind for Tom to tell me, I'm OK, Kels. It wasn't as bad as what I thought it was going to be. And that gave me comfort.
Yeah. So you couldn't deny it, even though you were a bit more cynical before that.
Yeah.
That changed your thought process.
Massively.
But
it was about
I
how
get it completely.
Tom
We've had this conversation
felt.
with Gloria.
Tom's always been really spiritual and really into it. His mum's really into it. So he's always tried to convince me.
Right.
And now I'm convinced.
But I'm saying that the comfort you got was comfort for Tom. Is that what you're saying, rather than comfort for you?
Yeah, he was so worried about dying. Like, he had this fear of dying. Even before he had cancer, he was always so scared. And I feel like he sent me the sign to go, Kels, it wasn't that bad. It wasn't as bad as what I thought it was going to be.
God.
Which, again, is a comfort.
Yeah. And I needed that at that
I
time.
totally get the comfort aspect. I mean, you know, the white feathers and the white butterflies and things like that, absolutely. I hear that a lot from people, and I get that completely. Where I part company is on the situations like, I don't know, where people say, oh, look, you know, come to this house and you'll see a ghost. Pay 30 quid and we'll... and you know, and I don't believe in... And I'm very evidence-based, and until somebody shows me evidence of something in that respect, then I have an issue with
But then I guess a lot will be to do with your upbringing as well. I mean, it's interesting that you made a quick switch, not a quick switch, but a complete switch, whereas... Sinatra, that is more in your upbringing, isn't it?
Yeah, you know, in Hinduism, there's a belief system. My mum explains it better than I do, but my translation of it is that we do live many lives, and my mum used to say when she was going through a really hard time, I must have done something really bad in my past life to be having to go through this, because the theory is, like, say you've got to try to get a 10 out of 10 to get to utopia, to heaven, to wherever the final destination is. Each life you come back, you have to better yourself. So say I'm a 5 out of 10 this time. Next time I have to be a 6 or a 7 to try and get myself higher up the chain. So basically, it's about every time you come back, you're trying to become a better person or try to do better so that you eventually get up there. And so I do believe that souls, when we say about certain, you see little ones and you go, oh, he's an old soul, isn't he? You know, because you feel that maybe they have got some sort of knowledge of being here before. So I do believe in the energy. I'm not suggesting that the bodies have got lives after they've passed away, but I do think your energy, there is something. We can't explain everything, right? We only use X% of our brain. There is stuff that we don't.
And that's so interesting with
totally
kids,
believe
isn't it?
in somebody's, anybody, when they die, you see a body after somebody's died, and they just don't look like them anymore because their soul has...
There is a difference, isn't
And
there?
we were taught in science that energy is endless. It can't be destroyed. It can only be transferred.
Yes. Good point.
See, in that play last night, that would have been a mic drop moment. It would have been the audience going, oh, yes, that's absolutely right. It's such a fascinating discussion, but I just really want to say, obviously we spoke to you this morning about what you were comfortable talking about. We're really aware that this is very sensitive stuff for you, and so listen, thanks very much for being so open. Clearly not a conversation we wouldn't have had unless Kelsey was very comfortable with it. Still to come, we are tackling the topic of judgment and whether you should care about what people think about you.
No.
Thanks, Jane. Plus, if you've danced in sparkles before, like myself and Sinatra, and who knows, Jane might do it one day, you'll be used to being judged. But what about overcoming those dreaded nerves? We share some of our exclusive scenes behind the scenes of Strictly. That's right after this. Welcome back. Thanks for joining us. Now it is less than 2 weeks until the National Television Awards, which means there is still time to vote for your best love shows, whichever they might be. Here is Sunetra proving why our talents know no bounds.
Really? Catch me if you can, 'cause I'm the England man. And what you're looking at is a master plan. These ain't no hooligans. This ain't a football song. 3 lions on my chest. You know we can't go. We're playing for England. You need to vote for your favourite television programme. That's all I can say. I don't know what it might be.
Absolutely. Head over to the NTA website. Still to come, we are taking on the topic of mum shaming and asking whether society has become too judgmental. And with just days to go until the Loose Women Tour hits the road, we'll be sharing our most nerve-wracking moments over the years and how we overcome, or fail to overcome, that dreaded stage fright. First competition time, and today is your last chance to hear how you could win £90,000 in totally tax-free cash. Well done, audience.
Hello and welcome to the east coast of Scotland. This is the stunning village of Anstruther, and I'm here to tell you about a sizzling summer cash prize.
Yes, one of you at home is guaranteed to win. Get ready for this. £90,000 in tax-free cash.
Just imagine what you would do with all that cash.
But you've got to be quick as lines are closing at 3 p.m.
Here's what some of you would do with the money.
Treat my mum to a new car. I'd go on holiday with my partner and treat her. I'd get a new car myself and probably a down payment on a house.
You're really using that 90 grand?
It'll be all gone quickly.
Why not?
I know.
It would just be amazing. It would give me so many opportunities to grow my current business that I've got and open up some more cafes and things like that, so yeah.
There is a guaranteed winner for every prize, but you have to enter to be in with a chance of winning that £90,000. So what are you waiting for?
For another chance to win, text cash to 83123. Text costs £2 plus one standard network rate message. Go to the website, entries cost £2. Call 09068 783123. Calls cost £2 plus your network access charge. Or post your name and phone number to DY29 PO Box 7558 Derby DE1 0NQ. Entrants must be 18 or over. Lines close at 3 p.m. today. Good luck.
Now, it's been revealed that 97% of women, which is everyone really, isn't it, feel judged for their appearance. So has society become too judgmental? I think everyone is probably going to say yeah on this one. You know, I got the weirdest example of this last night. So, you know, in bed, watching telly, whatever, and I thought, I'll check my Instagram. And this message popped up from someone. And I mean, I really thought this was so funny. But it was somebody who got in touch and said, when are you going to do something about that mole thingy on your eyebrow? And I was looking at it and I thought, God, yeah, I do. But I thought, wow, what goes through somebody's mind that they would take the time to pick up their phone and message you about something like that? I mean, there's so much more you could pick on. Come on. I mean, do you think we've trained ourselves now just to sort of jab people? I mean,
Do you think?
I just don't get it. I don't get the whole speaking to someone on Instagram saying that. I get a lot of, like, mum shaming. So the other day, we were on holiday and Bodhi was getting pulled along on a scooter and I got loads of messages in my comments being like, he should be wearing a helmet and blah, blah, blah. I just think it's just so...
None of their business.
Oh, I love that phrase. Oh, my goodness.
I just think, what's going on in your life where you've got the time to take... I mean, if you care about somebody, of course, go out your way and say, listen, I've just heard this about you and you need to do this or wear sunscreen or do this. But why am I going to pick up my phone and ask a stranger? No offence, but if they don't know you, why are you bothering to contact me and tell me negative things about myself? Like, well, who's winning? Are they winning? Do they feel great that they've said something derogatory about you.
The thing is,
who's feeling the who's
we
feeling
are
the
judgmental
power?
as people because
Yeah,
people
like-
are the most interesting word. I mean, you said that thing about people watching, which I think is
but
really
it's
good.
like I love people watching. I love sitting in a cafe and just watching the world go by. And I think everybody, if they're honest with themselves, we've all done it. You know, sit outside a cafe with your mate, and you're like going, "Don't look now." Don't look over to the right, but oh my God, have you seen those shoes she's wearing? Or whatever. Yeah. But I would no sooner go up to her and go, "Excuse me, why are you wearing those shoes?" You just don't do it. So I don't understand that whole... And I just think anybody that says stuff on social media, which ostensibly is to take somebody down, what they're actually doing is they're trying to make you feel like they feel about themselves. Because, you know, I think there's something a bit wrong with you. Bit wrong with you if you want to take somebody down. Like, it's different if it's medical.
Yeah.
I've had somebody say to me before, "Oh, you've got a bit of a pronounced lump thing here. You should get your
and that has actually saved people.
So that's completely different.
that sort of stuff.
I feel like what we've done is that we've given people access to our lives in a way we never used to. So back in the day, you know, we'd get fan letters or you get letters which weren't nice, but they were letters, right? Now, within 2 seconds, we can pick up our phone and send something terrible to somebody we don't know. And it's the access, it's just immediate.
But also use this phrase that I love, none of your business. I suppose it depends on the age of people in the audience. But, like, when I was a kid in school, if somebody came up and said, "Oh, my mum says that your mum did what?" And you would go, "None of your business." None of your business.
Mind your own beeswax.
Mind your beeswax. Oh, my God, I'd forgotten that.
Whatever that means.
I don't think... Do you think kids now or younger people have a sense of their own privacy, that they can claim their own privacy? Because I'm so hoping that they go back to that.
Not now. They post everything. Everyone can see what they're doing, where they are, everything. There's no privacy
They don't
now.
want privacy, do they? They
No, I
don't
don't think they
actually
do.
want it.
Yeah. Well,
It's the Truman Show.
Unless it's a private members club in Ibiza that you're allowed access, nobody's allowed to see behind those doors. They want that kind of privacy, but in reality, I think they're really happy to let everybody see everything about their lives.
I think we need to go back to none of your business. Right, some important news. Just a week to go until the first date of our very exciting Loose Women tour. You can tell I'm nervous, can't you? So we were talking about first night nerves, how we overcame them. And, of course, Sinatra, you and I immediately went back to...
It does have a power over us, doesn't it? That music. I mean, no matter what year it is, and I'm a good, 8 years on, and I hear
You sound like you're recovering.
I feel like I'm it's like I'm in AA. I feel like I'm on the other side of it in a big way, but whenever I hear that, dancing the tango with their partner, I just think, oh, God, it's happening. It's happening again. It's happening again. Because you can't believe you've put yourself in such a vulnerable position and your nerves, I wish I could go back now and know the things I could do.
So how did you control your nerves? Because I didn't. I mean, it floored me.
Really? Well,
Yeah.
I literally learnt meditation for that job. Yeah, I found myself in a sea full of people who were such big personalities. Everyone was busy. There's so much going on. It's like working in the circus, really, in some respects, but you don't have an act. And you think, I'm going to go out there and I'm going to break all the plates, you know. So I learned meditation, and the breathing exercise really helped. But one thing I wish I could have done going back is... Because everybody says to you, you're going to be great, you're going to be great, and people love you and people say nice things, encouraging, but all you're hearing is, you're going to do great, you're going to do great, you're going to do great. And inside you're going, what happens if I'm not great? What happens if I'm absolutely
Let me
awful?
tell you.
Stop it, that's not true. Everyone feels that fear.
I know. Do you get nervous?
Do you know what? I used to get so nervous as a kid. So nervous. I used to throw up. Like, when I had shows, I went to a telecontest, we were doing shows all the time. But I feel like now, with Tom and going, you know, to medical appointments and seeing doctors and, you know, this is like life or death, I feel like I've lived the worst, so what have I got to be nervous about now?
Yeah.
Like, nothing... the worst is done. Someone did die. Like...
Yeah, you're
You've
right.
got perspective. Big perspective.
Yeah, because we often say, oh, it's OK, nobody died, but you have faced that very real situation, so everything is kind of second rate. Did you think she ever gets nervous? Look at those eyes.
Yeah, but you
she
see,
doesn't get nervous, does she?
but that's because
nails.
I always stay in my comfort zone. I'm happy in my comfort zone. I know what I'm doing in my comfort zone. If I did Strictly, I think I might be the first one to actually vomit on television. Because I just think tonight, so I would be like, oh, my... Ugh. I mean, probably within what I do for a living, i.e. journalism, the one time I can think of where I used to get very, very nervous was when I used to do Question Time. I used to do it quite a lot. And you don't know what you're going to be asked. Yeah. And even, you'd be in the back room and even the cabinet ministers would be going... Literally 30 seconds before going on, they go, what if they ask us about the Elgin marbles? And everybody's suddenly, like, swatting up on the Elgin marbles. And so it's terrifying. Absolutely terrifying.
That's like being in exam conditions.
Oh, no. But other than that,
Well, next Friday...
I don't place myself in
Next Friday, we're on the stage in Birmingham at the Symphony Hall.
It'll be fine.
We will find out. It'll be grand. We're really looking forward to it. Next week, we're joined by Sir Cliff Richard, Rob Delaney and Charlie Webb. Have a lovely weekend.
Oh, my God.